officially putting myself on a book buying ban. 36 books on my TBR shelf. 30 physical books that I have not read. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Bria, and I am trying to get more consistent with this book thing, but it's kind of hard, to be honest. Like, the way I read is such an isolated experience that when it comes to like sharing content about reading, it's kind of hard for me to make, but I'm kind of getting into my rhythm. I hope you like that cute little intro. If you don't know, I have a podcast called Oh That Girl Reads. It's currently on Spotify and on YouTube. The next episode, it should be up on Apple Podcasts. So I'm really excited about that. But currently, I think I have about 3 or 4 episodes up. So if you want to take me on the go with you, go ahead and follow or add the podcast. I would love it if you rate and review. But anyway, besides that, let's get into what this video is about. If you don't know this about me, I am currently ballroom dancing, and I had my first showcase the first weekend of March, so March 3rd and 4th, and I placed first in show dance. We did a cute little dinosaur routine. I'll put something here so you can see a little bit of it, but I got first place, and because I got first place, I got this beautiful trophy. I think this is like one of, I think the only first place trophy I've ever gotten in my life. I've gotten other little trophies, one of them actually being a little spelling, not a spelling bee, but a reading bee trophy, which was really cute in the 4th grade. But I think this is the first like trophy I've ever gotten. Like, yeah, where I'm actually like kind of competing against somebody and not just like a participation trophy type thing. So this was really exciting, and I kind of want to actually put it on my TBR shelf. However, the state of my TBR shelf is not safe. It's actually not safe in general. I don't know what possessed me to have my shelf looking like this, but here we are, unfortunately. So today we're actually going to reorganize my TBR shelf, and I want to kind of like, I don't know, do it with you guys, see if this would even fit, because like, honestly, it'll take up about maybe 5 or 6 books worth of space. So I'm kind of debating if it's actually going to go here, but I really want to try. Besides first place in show dance, I also got 5th place in the all around, which was really exciting. So yeah, that's something that I've been up to when I'm not reading and things like that. But I figured we can go ahead and get started. So this is my TBR shelf. I don't know if you can see all of it, but it looks really crazy right now. And honestly, I put these shelves in by myself, and I don't know how secure they actually are. So the fact that I don't know that they're super secure and it's stacked like this, it's kind of heinous, and I need to fix it immediately. But right now, how many books do I have on here that are actually unread? Hold on. This is a lot. A lot is happening. Okay. 1, this is my little pouch for annotating. I love this pouch so much. I got it from Barnes & Nobles, as you can see, and it just has like all of my annotation stuffs in it. It has like a lot of pens and pencils. I'm gonna go through this because I got some new tools, and I'll make a new video about that soon. But yes, I am an annotator. Annotating for me is like super important, a part of my reading process. I don't annotate all the time. Depending on the book, I don't need to. For example, 2 books, I actually already read these, and it's Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow. My most recent podcast episode actually talks about triggering books and how to kind of walk through the emotions and deal with them. So if you've ever needed a little bit of advice about how to deal with some triggering topics, check out that podcast episode, and this is the book that inspired it. But this book also has heavy annotations. These are like all my tabs. I'll tend to like write and make notes. I do pencil now. I used to do pen, but I don't know, I feel like pencil in terms of writing is easier for me and it bleeds through less. But I am introducing some other tools that I can't wait to show you. But for this book, I did need to annotate, but for this book, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, it was pretty immersive that I didn't have to annotate it, and I didn't really feel like it was something that I needed to super catch up on or pay harsh attention to. Oh no, I have foundation on this book. No. Yeah, so this book was kind of easy to follow. It was pretty like linear, especially this style of book in Memphis. It was told over like a few different time periods, so amongst like a whole family, whereas this, it kind of went back and forth, but it stayed pretty consistent that it didn't really bother me that much. So depending on the type of book, I actually annotate. So that was just my little spew about that, but I can't wait to make that video for you guys coming up soon. So these are 2 books that I actually read already. Let me just take off all the books that I read, and then we can kind of count our TBR shelf. Let's see. Read this and I'm currently reading this. Is there anything else that I read on here? Okay, so technically there's nothing else that I already read on the shelf, but I'm currently reading Convenience Store Woman. Is actually really good. I would pick this up. This is actually my first like Japanese translated fiction. I know there's been a big wave in translated literature lately that people are reading, but I'm actually really enjoying this one. It's so far so good. I feel like our main character is kind of coded as neurodivergent, and kind of just seeing her desire to fit in and to just be a part of the society and just know how to be normal is kind of heartbreaking, but she's also really funny the way she tells stories. I'm actually surprised that this was so enjoyable, because I think my first iteration of a translated fiction wasn't super enjoyable. It kind of gave me the vibe of just like, I don't know, sometimes from like, I feel like sometimes it sounds really good in its original language, and then when it's over in English it might come off a little bit dry, but I have a feeling that the author's voice was kind of maintained in this. If there's someone who's read this book in both English and Japanese who can attest to that, let me know. But yeah, I'm so far so good, enjoying this. It's really short. I think it's only about 160 pages, so I hope to finish this either today or tomorrow. I'm going out tonight, so I don't know how much of this I'll get to today, but yes, this is actually really good. So, a little side note. Final Offer, I already read this. I think I made a review on it already on the channel, but these men are so whiny, and I think there might be another book. I don't know, that might be a rumor, but I can't imagine what else do you have to say about these men. I really can't imagine. Anyway, so this is where we get into, oh wait, I'm like screaming. I'm like totally screaming right now, and I need to relax. This is where we get into the confusing part of the bookshelf, but I did actually have one other book that I read this month, and that was Mame by Jessica George. I really love this one, and I'm gonna talk about this later on the podcast, but this book reminds me of why sometimes like reading with a book club or with another person or interacting with like reviews of books that you love but other people aren't gelling with is annoying. Like, I love this book, but some of the criticisms that some of the people at my book club had about this book, I just feel like I want to be like, you're wrong and this is amazing, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. I need to relax, but I don't know, I recommend it. It's a very interesting coming of age story. Like, I've never experienced a coming of age story with an adult woman. So this is like a 25-year-old woman named Maddie, and she is finally learning to live her life after some tragedy, and after the push from her mother, and just kind of seeing her navigate like her friendships, like making friends, falling in love, standing up for herself in the workplace. I think it's a really good journey, you know. And so any criticism, I just feel like you're wrong. More annotation things. Okay, so I'm working on a little project, and so I needed these gel pens. So these gel pens need to come down, and then if y'all know me, I failed Spanish a bunch of times, and so I got Legendborn in Spanish. So technically this is a rebuy, but it's also new to the shelf. So technically I didn't read this because it is in Spanish, but I did read Legendborn, and I have an English copy that's out on my regular shelf, which also needs organizing real bad. I also got another copy of A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I do have some complicated feelings around that. We'll talk about this more, but I'm gonna do kind of like a scrapbooking annotation project, and I will tell you guys more about my thoughts and things like that as I'm working through this project. But I did recently get another copy of this. Yesterday I got this book, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Everyone seems to love this. My friend Dina, she has amazing book taste, and she really seemed to love this book, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up yesterday when I went shopping with my sister Brooke. It passed the first page test for me. I'm not sure if like the type of book it is, it's gonna appeal to me, but I really do want to try it. It seems like such a good book, and I've heard so many good things about it. It was this blurb from Erin Morgenstern, the author of The Starless Sea. I haven't read that book or know this author, but just like the blurb they put actually made me want to get it. It says, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is a beautifully wrought saga of human connection and the creative process of love in all of its complicated levels. A gem of a novel, intimate yet sweeping, modern yet timeless. Bits of this book lingered in my head the way ghosts of Tetris pieces continue to fall in your mind's eye after playing. So I don't know, I just thought it just sounded super good based off of that blurb. So I just decided to go ahead and give it a go. So now that we're on actual books that I haven't read, let's see what's on the TBR shelf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. 36! There's 36 books on my TBR shelf. Look me in my eye. Look me in my eye, because I need help, okay? 36 books on my TBR shelf. 30 physical books that I have not read. I am officially putting myself on a book buying ban until all 36 of those books are read. And if you see me post another book haul in the next few months before those books are read, call me out. I was gonna say give my video a thumbs down, but don't do that because that hurts me. Just call me out though. Just be like, Bria, do you remember on, what's today's date? On March 19th, 2023, when you said you had 36 physical books on your TBR and you haven't read any of them? Do you remember that? Don't buy any more books. So I'm officially banned from buying books, because that is horrendous, and I haven't had that many books on a TBR shelf and that long. And honestly, I looked at it earlier and I was like, why does this seem like a lot? Because it is a lot. Okay, this is not good. Okay, we gotta stop this. Let's talk about the shelf and how we want this shelf to look. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. It's just so many problems. Okay, so first of all, dang, this doesn't, I'm so overwhelmed all of a sudden. I don't want to do this anymore. I think I'm slightly less overwhelmed. I chose the worst place to actually put this bookshelf. What I forgot to tell you was that my sister, for my birthday, she got me a set of Legos. And they're like cute little succulents. You see? Like cute little succulents. And I think they're so precious. And I want to build them and put the little succulents everywhere. And I want to put some of the succulents on my TBR shelf along with my trophy. Why is this so overwhelming? This chunk of books, this is like a prenup book. Just a little light reading about how to keep your money safe when you get married. Not that I'm doing that anytime soon. I feel like this book of poetry is so beautiful, but it's so heavy to me, and I feel like because I lived through all of what she's talking about in terms of like the Black Lives Matter movements, like the sections that's in, it makes me not want to finish it because I just feel re-traumatized. So I want to actually say this is done, so I actually think I'm going to remove this from the TBR shelf. It's going to technically be a read book, even though I got halfway through it. I feel like I got what I needed out of it, so technically this is a DNF. This one, Come As You Are, it's a nonfiction book. I've been reading this for the longest time. I'm just reading it bit by bit. I'm almost finished, but it's not something that I'm like super in a rush to get through. Same with Mary Oliver's Devotion, and I think for that reason I'm going to put it on the outside shelf, even though technically neither of them are actually read. It's just because I pick them up so infrequently in between books that I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Or maybe I'll put them somewhere else in my room, like maybe on my dresser or something, but they don't need to be on the shelf. Who's next? Okay. Wait. We're gonna take off this bar of soap and we're gonna take off this business card. But for anyone, so if anyone was wondering where I got my Appa hat from, I tend to wear it when I'm doing videos. I got it from this artist. Their name is Stitchin' with Liz. Very talented, good quality stuff. Stitchin' with Liz, guys. And that's where I got my Appa hat. And I hope to order more stuff from her in the future. All right, next on this shelf. So what I'm kind of debating right now is what books should I... Like maybe I should make a new TBR shelf on my bookshelf out there, but then I would have to completely redo that bookshelf. Like, and that would be like a whole overhaul type thing. But I think that might be worth doing because one, some of the stuff that's on the bookshelf out there doesn't actually need to be on there. It's kind of like my old art school stuff, and honestly I'm kind of at the point where I don't really need to hold on to that stuff anymore. I'm also about to move in about 4 months, so I have to think about like, am I going to bring that stuff with me, like, you know, and so maybe that can be like the start of my spring cleaning process, because I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of unfair to the books and unfair to me to like shove all of them up here. It's not like in like an out of sight out of mind type thing, but I think I do get a source of overwhelm. So it'd be kind of nice to kind of reestablish this TBR shelf as something that's kind of like a cute display for me, or just kind of set up like my monthly reading goals and books and things like that. Just make it a little bit less overwhelming and a little bit more bite-sized. I don't know, because I just feel like the current setup is not working. So I actually think I might do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna decide what's gonna go out on the main bookshelf and then what's gonna stay in here. Boy parts. I started this. I just wasn't in the mood for it. So because I'm not in the mood for it and I wasn't in the mood for it when I started this, I'm gonna put it on the main shelf. Stories We Tell. We'll put it on the main shelf, though it is a part of my Storygraph challenge. So this would actually count as a memoir or autobiography or something like that for the challenge. But for now, I'm gonna put it out. Little Woman, we're going to put it out on the shelf. Cult classic. I do actually want to get to this. This was actually February's book club pick, and I kind of regret not actually reading this a little bit. People seem to like it in the book club. I don't know. You know what? I wasn't in the mood to read it, so. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this one. This is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I love Talia Hibbert. Like, I am a fan of a lot of her work, her romance stuff. I don't know. I don't know why my brain isn't like really getting into this one too much, but I think I read barely the first chapter and I was kind of like, I can't read this anymore. So, oh, I feel so bad saying that. But it's not, I think I wasn't feeling it. So I'm gonna put it out on the main shelf. It's not a DNF yet. Technically, it's not even a did not start, because like I swear to you, like maybe 10 pages in, I was like, I can't do this right now. Like it was just like, I just wasn't into it. And I feel so bad saying it because I am a Talia Hibbert stan. But we're just gonna put this out on the main shelf, unfortunately. Okay, next chunk. The Bride Test by Helen Huang. I think I read something else by her. Why can't I remember the title? Does it say it on here? Like, does it say like author of, oh, bookmark. I feel like I read something else by her and I can't remember the title of it. So yes, this has been on my bookshelf for so long though. And I'm not very much in a romance mood, so main shelf it is. I don't even think I tried to read this, to be honest. I don't even think I tried. Sign here, if this sounds really good, I'm gonna keep it on the TBR shelf. This book, so it says, a darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell, literally, and is on the cusp of a big promotion if only he can get one more member of the wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. Oh my gosh, I think my mom would love this actually. So I think I'm gonna read this first because my mom's kind of sensitive to certain things. So I'm gonna read it first. And if I think she would like it, I'm gonna get her a copy because I have a feeling I'm gonna annotate this. But yeah, this is gonna actually stay on the TBR shelf. I forgot how good this book was. One of my friends, Kirsten, she actually recommended this to me when I made a post on Facebook, because I was just kind of like, I need new suggestions like outside of my reading comfort zone, and this was it. I'm kind of excited about this because I feel like I'm gonna have more brain space to just choose something to read when I want to, and I'm finally in that spot where I want to read. For some reason, watching The Bachelor recently made me like, oh, I want to read now. There's something about it. I feel like when I like watch like mind-numbing reality TV, it makes me want to read more, and then when I watch like good TV, I don't want to read as much. There's also Yolk. This book is really cool. It's about two sisters, Jane and June. It says they're nothing alike. Jane is 3 years older, a classic firstborn narc with a vile finance job and a soulless apartment. Jane, on the other hand, is an emotionally stunted, self-absorbed crybaby who lives in squalor. They were once besties until June gets cancer. So I do want to read this, however, due to my mommy's diagnosis, I just can't do any cancer-esque books right now. That's why I won't be finishing Crying H Mart for right now. It's just not in the cards for me, so this is gonna go on the outside shelf when I'm ready for it. Currently not ready for it. I just didn't like this. I actually might sell this, and I might can we focus? Focus. There we go. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. I was really excited about Colin and Penelope's story. I might force myself to read this just because I really do love the Bridgerton TV show, and I do want to be able to participate in like the compare and contrast conversations about Colin and Penelope's story, you know, book versus TV show. But I don't know, I'm kind of put off by Julia Quinn at the moment. One, when I first initially started to try to read this, I wasn't feeling it as much. But then two, and which is the main reason why I'm kind of put off by Julia Quinn, is the fact that like it came out, or maybe this was always a truth and I just didn't know this because I never really was into the books, but Julia Quinn has an author interview type thing, or she was on a panel where she basically says that she doesn't write Black people into her stories because she wants it to be like a happy ending and a happy story. And I'm like you don't have to write about slavery. Like you could have the historicalness without the history. Obviously they did it to your TV show, so whatever. And then now they're coming out with the new book. I forgot what it is. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically about the queen and the king, and seems like a cash grab to me, but I might read this. We have some time until the next season of Bridgerton comes out, so we're just gonna put this on the main shelf for now because I'm not gonna waste my eyeball energy to read this if I don't have to just yet. But I love the actress who plays Penelope. She's so freaking gorgeous. Like, look at her. Look at her. Gorgeous. Okay, next is Carmilla. Who remembers how many times I said I was gonna finish Carmilla? We're just gonna put this on the main shelf. Witchful Thinking seemed really cute, and I was really in a romance mood when I picked it up. And then I stopped caring. I think I hit a reading slump. For some of these, I'm like, I think I was really excited initially about this in the store because it did pass the first page test. And I was really jammed on reading it, and I actually think I got through the first chapter, and then I think I just hit a reading slump where I was just kind of like, I can't do this right now. I remember when I was like, oh my god, this is the author of Euphoria, or like, I didn't know Euphoria was a book. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't even know what this is about. I think I was supposed to buddy read this with my sister, so main shelf, I don't even care. Trying H-Mart, again, main shelf. Cancer, we're not doing that right now. Dating Dr. Dill. I kind of want to read this. I'm actually kind of excited about this. This might be a palate cleanser. So, yeah, kind of like that marriage of convenience type thing, right? I heard there's a lot of Taylor Swift references in here, which is fine to me, but like someone said that they actually like sing the lyrics at some point, but I don't know if that's true. I haven't actually read it, so don't quote me on that. But if that is the case, I will DNF it. I will DNF it right in the middle of it if that is the case. Books are getting kicked off the shelf. That's crazy. Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory. I actually had a lot of fun with this book. I'm sad that I put it down, but I think it's kind of like a collection of short stories. And one of my favorite ones is this book about, this story, what was it called? It's this one story, and it's about like an engagement egg, and it's like this couple who are like getting married, and basically they're just like dealing with the troubles of like planning their wedding and about all of this different stuff, and like just a bunch of chaos kind of ensues. But what is it called? Oh yeah, and it was like a big deal in the story about sacrificing goats at this wedding, and everyone's like, how dare you not sacrifice X amount of goats. It was so ridiculous. It was like one of the most ridiculous things ever. But what was it called? Oh, they're called promise eggs. And like they're like, of course, I guess they're supposed to kind of like symbolize the ring or something like that. But it was just like the promise eggs are so important. And then like the wedding kind of just kind of spins out of control. So I just had a lot of fun with this. And so I'm actually going to revisit this for sure. This is by the creator of BoJack Horseman, Raphael Bob Waxberg. I don't know, it's kind of weird, kind of kooky. If you've seen BoJack Horseman, you would kind of understand like why, like how these things align. If you enjoyed BoJack Horseman, I think you would actually enjoy this. I kind of want to rewatch that, but I think it'll put me in a reading slump, so I won't do that until I'm actually in a reading slump. But yeah, Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory is going to stay on the TBR shelf. Women Eating. I think I'm going to save this for Halloween. Kind of a coming of age story for an adult vampire, which is kind of fun. My legs hurt so bad. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Okay. I have to take this back. Oh, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Oh, all right. I'm like holding them like this because I just feel. Okay, Blood Like Magic. This is by Leslie Sambury. So this is basically about like a young witch who's awaiting her calling, which is essentially like a trial, so they can get their powers. However, something goes awry and her ancestors set up kind of this second chance, which means that she kind of has to go and maybe hurt someone or kill someone she loves in order to do her calling. So it seems interesting. It has this like ancestral thing happening. I don't know too much about this book, and this stack of books is so heavy, but I think I am gonna actually keep this on my TBR shelf. All right, The City We Became. I actually started reading this and it's actually pretty good. This is by N.K. Jemisin. I originally picked this up just because someone said that N.K. Jemisin and Tracy Deonn would be BFFs, and I was like, that sold me on this book, so we're gonna do this book. We also have Bloodmark by Tracy Deonn. I am personally not emotionally ready to read this book right now. So therefore, oh, is it really gonna go on the main shelf? I'm not gonna put it on the main shelf. I was gonna put it on the main shelf. I just can't. It's Bloodmark is gonna stay on the TBR shelf. I'll get over myself, but I feel like if I put it on the main shelf, I'll avoid it too long and I'll be detached from the story. It's already been a few months since I finished Legendborn, so yeah, it's gonna stay on the TBR shelf, even though I'm not ready to read this right now. Babel, R.F. Kuang. I'm really excited to read this, and I'm really excited to read Yellowface. I'm so sad that I wasn't able to get an arc for Yellowface. Every time someone like pulls out like an arc for Yellowface, I'm like, that could be me. But anyway, this is gonna stay on the TBR shelf. I actually might want to read this next. I think my brain might be prepared for this next. This is a current read. I'm actually reading this with my friend Dina over at Dina's Book Nook. And both of our brains are melting. If you guys read Priory of the Orange Tree, please let me know if you survived this book, because I actually picked it up on audiobook to see if I could just finish it, and it's killing me inside. I don't know if I enjoy it. I feel like my brain isn't meant for this level of adult fantasy. I feel like there's so much info dumping happening, and like, it's not that I'm not enjoying my time, because I am enjoying it because I get to talk to Dina about it. And I'm enjoying it in a sense, but like I'm not attached to any character yet to the point where I feel like I'm invested. I just feel like there's so many people. All I know is that there's a lot of people and there's a lot of things happening simultaneously. And so yeah, if someone has a chart or a graphic or something like that, let me know. Send me to a resource that will help me read this book. We so far extended our buddy read into April because we're both kind of having a time with this book. It's kind of burning us out. So if you could help us, please help us. And this last one in my hand is A Woman of Bruiser's Place. I think I'm gonna let her go. I'm going to let her go. She's a reread. I've already read her before. I'm just gonna put her back on the main shelf for now. When I'm fully ready to read this book, I know I'll just pick it up and just start reading it. I don't have to put it on my TBR shelf. I'm so tired. Last stack, and then we can actually put the shelf together. Yes! I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm so over this. We're skipping over these last stacks. We're done. Okay, so now that we established what's going and what's staying, let's put the cute things on the shelf, okay? My first place award. Cheese. We only have my first place award so far. So we just need to figure out where I want this. I don't really want it so dead in the center like that. I feel like it looks kind of cute here in this like alcove type thing. I think that might be better. Should I do this? Should I do this by book type? Should I do this by book content? Should I do this by genre? That's always the thing, right? I feel like hold on. I'm trying to see if like paperback looks better here versus Oh, this is a hard decision. Okay, I think hardback might look better on either side of that. So we'll do that. I actually blasted a lot of books off of the shelf, which is so funny to me. But now I feel like, okay, so I think 2 books on each side because it's kind of congested with 3 books. Because it's kind of a big trophy, to be honest. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of books on here now. But that was kind of the point, wasn't it? You know what I just realized is that there's a whole stack of books that I actually did not go through. Also, why am I trying to start series right now? That's kind of weird. Ew, this is the ugliest shelf I've ever seen in my life. Why is this ugly? Hold on. And then how many books does that then create for my TBR shelf? Because we started at 36, right? And now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, so we literally split it in half. So maybe we, oh, I guess Prairie has to stay up there. Okay. Oh wait, I see a thing happening here. We can make it cute and colorful. Oh, vote down below. Do you think that rainbow bookshelves are a crime, or do you actually think they're okay? For me, I'm like 50-50. I feel like if it's not splitting up a series, it's okay. But I also split series before when I made my rainbow shelves. So, I don't know. I didn't quite enjoy my rainbow shelf though. I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. But we might do a rainbow shelf right now on this top row because we have a lot of pink. You see that? We have like a lot of pink here, and then we have some like darker colors here. I feel like that transition's okay. And then to here, right? And this is technically green. Oh, okay. That's fine. And then this doesn't have to be color coded, obviously. So you see that? Okay, so we'll do that. We can live with that. But we're gonna reorganize this a little bit because I can't deal with crazy size business happening. There we go. That has to be there. I feel like this is a better transition color than that. Yeah. So there we go. I think this is where we're gonna leave the shelf. And then all of this is gonna move. So let me show you everything. Okay, so this is the stack of books that's gonna go out on the main shelf. Believe it or not, there is like 18 books here. But then this is our new pretty shelf. We have my award right here. I think I'm gonna put the succulents here and here. And we did some rainbow books up here. This is gonna be like what I go for in terms of picking up a new book. So just to kind of, so it's not so overwhelming, and it looks more structurally sound than what it did last time. Like it was so terrifying, like all those books stacked up you saw. So yeah, that is it. Okay, before my battery runs out, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching and for joining me. If you liked this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you when I'm ready to show you how I annotate. Bye!